Madonna, Bedtime Stories.
Let's get unconscious.
The most successful female artist of our time releases her best album to date.
Something's coming over. This show is over. Say goodbye.
Want to hear a bedtime story? Madonna, take her home tonight.
I'll never explain again.
Was that the dream when you were the little girl back in Michigan? Was that the dream to be an international superstar?
No.
What was the dream?
I wanted to be a dancer when I was a little girl. That was my dream. And
Or
I
a
did
nun?
go. Well, that only lasted a few years. but I wanted to be a dancer, and I came to New York, and I did become a professional dancer. And then one thing led to the next, and then soon I was in the music business. And
Always the exhibitionist or an extrovert?
I think that I was what is very common in big families. Like, you know, if you want to get noticed, you have to yell loud. If you want to, you know, I think I have 8 brothers and sisters, and I think that, you know, that was like a survival skill I had to learn growing up with the big family, you know.
But on
look at
stage?
me, look at me. And I just think I perfected that, you know, as a performer, you know, and grew into that.
Again, I sort of chucked the quotes at you that I've read that may not be yours, but one in which you said that you have this terrible fear of being mediocre, that drives you.
I think maybe in the beginning I had that, but I'm not afraid of that anymore.
Right? A great feeling, it's a great feeling to be powerful. And now you're clearly powerful, given you.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Did you go after power?
No. In the beginning,
Hedonistic? Or did you go after satisfaction in the job that you do and the art that you want to create? Were you hedonistic?
When you're standing on stage and you see a smile come to someone's face, that gives you pleasure. I think when someone comes up to you and says, God, I heard your record and I just love this song, or I was feeling so down and this song really cheered me up, or whatever, I mean, that gives me pleasure. So, and it's also a powerful feeling because you know you've affected someone. So, yes, I wanted to affect people that way. I wanted to make people feel good about things, and so I don't know if you want to call that going after something for pleasure or going after something for power, but...
How talented are you? Tough question.
I think I couldn't answer that question. What is talent? You know, I think that I have a lot to offer, and I'm very proud of my work.
If I ask that question of a sprinter like Carl Lewis, or a beautiful woman like Elle, without any ego, she'd have to say, look, I'm beautiful, or Carl Lewis would have to say, I'm fast. Now, you don't need to prove any more, but clearly because you're successful.
Well, I have to be very careful about what I say, because everything I say is held against me.
Is that right?
Yes.
I've read, you know, it seems the millions of articles that have been done about you, and the file on Madonna is this thick, it seems, and clippings and books and movies and videos and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep seeing you saying that you never get to talk about what you do. So often they're distracted about Warren Beatty or Sean Penn or whatever. What do you do?
I write music,
Okay.
and I sing, and I run a record label, and I produce movies, and I act in movies. I collect art.
But you see why I asked it, because in fact it is almost the distraction of
I know.
of those other things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the concentration on in bed with Madonna and the sexual side and all the discussions, those articles I talk about, has that distracted people away from your talents?
Yeah, I think people have gotten sidetracked by certain issues that were so controversial in our society today that people couldn't get past them. They couldn't get past my political statements or my point of views about sexuality and about being free to express yourself, and people just got so hung up on that they refused to see me as an artist.
Yeah, but you were sort of pulling those strings, weren't you? So it wasn't as though...
Well, I know, I have... No, I don't think of myself as a victim at all, don't get me wrong. But I knew that I was dealing with taboo subjects, and I knew that it was going to upset some people. I didn't know I didn't think it would upset that many people, and I didn't know that it would resonate for so long.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But I think, to me, it showed me really what a hypocritical society that we live in, and how repressed most people really are about their feelings and their fantasies and their identity and who they are in the world. And I think it was very telling about the world.
See you on the street and you walk on by. Make me wanna hang my head down and cry. If you gave me half a chance, you'd see my desire burning inside of me. But you choose to look the other way. I've had to work much harder than this for something I want. Don't try to resist me. Open your heart to me.
Were you naive, do you think, or did you set out to shock? and
No,
perplex?
no, I don't. Maybe I was a little bit naive. I suppose. I mean, when you're an artist and you're creating in a vacuum, a lot of times you don't realize the effect that you're going to have, and which to me contradicts what everybody thinks of me, that I'm so calculating and that I plan things. I mean, I have ideas and I execute them. I'm very impulsive when it comes to the creative impulse, whatever. I just do it.
But this is a very conservative society you live in, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
but
marriage
I
is
didn't realize how so. I mean, the very fact that people were telling me when I wanted to put my sex book out, oh, you can't do that, you're going to make so many people mad, oh, you can't, oh, but you're so popular right now, and oh, the fact that people were telling me I couldn't do it made me want to do it even more, because I felt like, well, what's the difference between me doing this and an actress posing nude for Playboy or whatever? The only difference is that I'm making money off of it, and that's what pissed a lot of people off. I mean, we are surrounded by the same kind of erotic images that I put in my book all the time, in film, on television, in magazines and literature and everything. But because I'm a pop icon or whatever you want to call me, which means that I'm popular, which means that my ideas can't be controversial, they have to be popular. And I sort of broke that rule,
Yes.
you know.
It was often said, of course, of Elvis and Marilyn Monroe, wasn't it, that they started out quite radical and quite on the extreme of American